Hello again everyone, Saki here and welcome back to another episode of NASCAR Racing 2003 Season, the 2019 mod with your 2021 car set, and we are here at Atlanta Motor Speedway in our Critical Role Camaro. Ryan Blaney on the inside on the pole position, and just one row back on the inside is Brandon in that Mountain Dew Toyota, and we are set for 33 laps here at Atlanta, and pit stops are going to be a thing. Thinking around lap 17 or so, splitting this run in half to make it to the end and waiting for this green flag. We have a pretty good starting position. Nice and clear out front. We'll see if we can get down to the bottom here, and green flag is out. Ryan with a little bit better start. Brandon will be able to tuck in behind Ryan, and we will settle into third. Kevin Harvick looking to the inside. We shut the door fairly quickly and get up to speed really loose on lap one, pitched and catched and saved, and that'll warm up the tires just a little bit, although I think we're going to try for 4 tires perhaps, so using them a little bit more isn't going to hurt. If we are going to try a no tire stop, that might not be in our best interest, but we made it work and are now up to speed, closing up in turn 1. Brandon scraping a little bit on corner 1 entry, and the car feeling a little bit better at the bottom of 1 and 2, rolling that outside. Kevin Harvick dropping back a bit, about a car length and a half back, and single filing out for the most part, and that's where we're going to be fast, is in single file traffic. Get the run on Ryan. Pull down the dog leg. We might be able to make a move inside turn 1. Let's look and see. Down to the bottom, we got him on the outside, and will he be able to pick up the throttle and race us down the straightaway? We'll be able to clear, just barely sliding in front. And it's kind of like Pocono when we moved up right in front of Ryan and got the spot clear, but Ryan fights back on the bottom, and they're starting to form on that bottom line. Harvick fighting back, giving Ryan the bottom here. We'll try to roll the outside as best we can. Brandon out front, and Brad Keselowski trying to follow that Ford through on the bottom. Surrounded by Fords on an island out here. Brandon might have got a little loose off of corner exit, but we definitely got the drive down the straightaway to get around Ryan Blaney. Highline will have momentum here for sure. We just have to be sure to get on the bottom in 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 to stop that run from coming from behind. And Harvick dropping back quite a bit. Looking out the mirror, we've got Blaney holding off Brad with a little gap back to Martin Truex Jr. and running pretty even Steven lap times with Brandon here in the early going. As these tires equalize, the AI traffic might fall back. We usually do a pretty good job of maintaining our tire wear, so over the course of a long green flag run, we should be faster. But Ryan is definitely giving us all we can handle. Looking to that inside, we'll give him the bottom, try to roll that outside as best we can. We definitely do not want to give up the top. If he is fast enough to make the pivot on the bottom, then more power to him. Not quite clearing him. We did, but moving down would be not conducive to move forward, that's for sure. Trying to block him and then get the car slowed down. So Blaney will get that spot in second. Brad will try to fill that hole and move up into third. Good rotation on corner entry there. Got the car pivoted in that second groove and holding fast on that outside line. That allows Truex to get caught up to the back bumper of Keselowski, however. If Truex fills that spot, and indeed he looks like he is, Brad gave him half a lane and moving back down to the bottom. And Brandon able to gap us just a little bit as we run side by side, and Brad Keselowski looks for 3 wide, kind of moving down. So Blaney rolls out. I imagine we're 3 wide. We're going to carry this speed as best we can on that outside of the wall. Blaney does not roll out. Brad does, however, so we're back to 2 wide. But Brad is definitely feeling fast and racy today. Back to 3 wide with Truex and Harvick. Truex will make that pass on Harvick back 2 wide. And Blaney looks certainly fast. If he's able to catch Brandon, it looks like those Fords on the bottom are able to hold that white line and really get drive off. But using that pull-off, Keselowski we're able to get down to the bottom. Brandon makes an aggressive move to block. Blaney, that may throw his line off just a little bit. And Brandon under attack from Ryan Blaney and Keselowski looking top to the bottom. Too wide for second, and we're there to fill the hole. Ooh, car got loose on entry. We had to catch it just a little bit. Lost a skosh of time. But on the bottom, Truex isn't able to do anything, and this feels like a plate track. Running hard on that outside line. I'd rather be on outside than inside. Carrying the momentum down the straightaways as best we can. Truex does drop back, so we can try to follow Brad into turn one if possible. I don't know if we want to sort of get on that outside. Nope. We can hook that bottom a little better and push Brad past the 12. At least that's the hope and goal. Side by side behind us as well. Harvick on the outside of Truex. And we've got about a 10-car breakaway from the rest of the field. Able to get around Blaney. And how fast is Keselowski? If Brad is pretty fast, I'll be content riding right behind him and let him try to poke the hole around Brandon and take the lead. But if Keselowski is not that fast, we may have to make the move to the inside, say in turn one. Rolling out a little bit earlier to get down to the bottom, but we got back to the gas too quickly, washed up the track a bit. Blaney isn't close enough to pass us just yet. Right on that bottom, though, they have just such straight line speed off the corner. It's amazing how fast they are from center off. We'll use that draft on the outside to clear Blaney again, and he has to be using up his tires. We'll be nearing pit stop soon, and I don't know if these guys are going to be splitting the race in half like myself and Brandon usually do, or are they going to try to run long and put us a lap down, catch a caution? The race has a green feel for sure. Single file most of the way back, only one set of cars running side by side back there, but Blaney keeps putting us to the outside. We'll roll the top, try to carry that speed as best we can. And I think that is our strong suit on corner exit, just on the high lane and getting down the straightaway. But corner entry, they seem to be very quick. Now, if Truex is able to get to the outside of Blaney, that will slow them both up and we can start focusing more out of the windshield. Equally as fast as Keselowski will get down to the bottom here. And indeed complete that pass, and maybe their tires are starting to fade. Just a little bit. We'll focus on running down Brandon as best we can here. Get down to the bottom, run that white line, and see where Brad comes out. Yeah, they lost a lot of ground on corner exit. We're able to pull. So I think we have flipped the switch where we are going to be a little bit better on this run than they are. Certainly firing off. Those AI cars were wicked fast though. One slip up and we're going to be dropped back to 8th or 10th. It does feel like a plate track at this point. Hooking that white line, getting as much air on that left front fender as we can. And starting to see lap traffic just a bit. Wow, I don't know what Brad did, but he definitely got through turn 2 really well. Let's come down to pit road here. Brandon slips up just a bit. We're able to get right on that rear bumper, and we are going to be at the far end of pit road in second gear this time, not pulling a mistake like we did at Road America. And 3,500 in second. Of course, we need this race to cycle through in its entirety. And hopefully they're going to be on pit road next time by, splitting this race in half. But let's get the tires on and the fuel, boys. Let's go. Right side tires on, going to the left sides now. There goes Brad. We're a lap down, and that is a cluster and a gaggle. Those cars in front of us. Trying to get the power down, get some wheels spinning up in here. And get back on the track as fast as possible. I think with these new tires, we'll be able to make up some time. Oh! Touch the track, got loose a little bit, almost pulled a Michael Waltrip, but we are fine. So that lost us a ton of time as Brandon was able to get to the gas and get off of pit road a little bit better, but it does look like the cars are coming to pit road. Looking to the left, I see a window net. So it looked like maybe the 00 was the first of the AI cars to pit. We'll see if the other cars come down within a lap or so. But the longer they stay out, the more time we're going to make up. If they do a 2-tire stop, this is going to be very interesting. Able to roll that bottom, get that car pivoted, feeling really good by itself. And yeah, a lot of cars on pit road. This is where we're going to get our lap back. Really running that second groove, getting as much as we can out of it. We caught up to Brandon just a little bit and we're able to get that pull down the straightaway. And as we see them come off of pit road this time, they'll be for position. So we need to carry all of our speed down through here. Looking to the left, there's cars coming off of pit road. These will all be for position. And maybe even some a lap down in the case of that 77. But there's Brad there making the pass. Held up behind Suarez. We've got the 14 of Briscoe in front of us as well. Looks like the 38 of Alfredo. So these guys coming off of pit road are going to have fresh rubber. We'll have to make quick work of them. Looking to the left for any more on pit road. There's one coming off pit road there. That's Denny Hamlin, so this will be for position, passing Denny back. Oh, and skid marks. Oh, and Harvick down to the inside with a blown engine. A ton of damage on the apron. Bubba Wallace with a jacked up rear end. That's the 37 of Priest, and whoa! Big wreck, Bubba Wallace in the wall. The caution will come out, but we have cycled back around. And of course, we are not going to be pitting, and there will still be enough laps left in this race to get it restarted. So let's re-rack, regroup, and hopefully post-pit tires treat us well. Warming up the tires, getting ready for this hopefully last restart, because the AI cars don't seem to go through heat cycles like we do. Our tires cool off and they're absolute garbage for the first 3 or 4 laps, but the AI doesn't seem to be affected by that. But we have a few lap cars behind us because we're less than 10 to go. Hopefully they can hold them off as we wait for the restart and green flag back out. Brandon spun the tires a little bit, so did we. But a nice launch in front of the 14, and I believe that is Suarez able to hold off the rest of the pack as well. Brandon and myself really need this to get our tires back to temperature and back up to grip, but here comes that 14 and Alex Bowman, 48 for position on the inside line. That could spell doom for us if we can't get these tires under temperature. You can see us pushing up, sliding off the bottom, basketballs on these axles, and Alex Bowman able to make the pass. Kurt Busch and Joey Logano for position, stalking back there as well. Brandon under attack from the 48, and Bowman does not have a win this year, and Alex is looking really hungry, trying to steal one here. Brandon blocking all the way down to the bottom. Alex Bowman pushing on the bottom. Logano takes the spot from Kurt Busch, or at least trying to on the bottom. Kurt fights back on the high side. 48 goes under Brandon, and it is a 4-5 car race. Kurt Busch right on our rear bumper in that Monster Energy Camaro. Looking to the inside of Brandon, maybe we can follow the 48 around. Kurt Busch sticks his nose, and tires will not cooperate, sliding up the hill. And Kurt Busch around, as well as Logano. We do have a spot right here. We can get a top 5, but fighting back hard, trying to keep some momentum up on the high side. And finally, it looks like the tires are coming around. We just needed 2 to 3 laps to get the temperature back up. Singing to the outside, Logano looked to the inside. That helped us out a bit. It forced Kurt to roll out, but unfortunately a terrible entry because of being up top. But we might be able to get a pull down this straightaway, especially if Alex Bowman gives Brandon all he can handle here. But Bowman does not keep Brandon pinned down. Brandon makes the pass around. Only a few laps to go, and we are finally tracking down the 48 here. Pushing really hard now that we're able to hang the bottom, and the car is behaving as it did before the yellow came out. But dang, Alex is fast down the straightaway, getting a pull off of Brandon as well. Leaves the door open a little bit. We'll try to pin the white line here. Carry all the speed we possibly can. Getting down to the nitty-gritty. Brandon pulling a little bit away, half a car length maybe on Bowman, and a really good run down to the bottom. It sticks. Pushing Alex on the bottom, going for that pass, not got the momentum on the outside. Alex is going to be really tough to pass here. We're going to have to get him on corner entry. And I think that was us abusing the tires one last time. Coming to the white flag, 1 to go, nothing in the mirror. It's a 3-car race for the win. Trying to get that charge on the outside, pin Alex down, but we are not able to get a fender there. He rolls that bottom way too quick, making use of those 1 to 2 lap better tires. Charging hard down to the bottom, trying to get it hooked, and Bowman moves to block. Trying to get into that rear bumper a little bit, can't quite get it done. Brandon with his 10th win of the year and a very close finish here at Atlanta. And that was working hard for everything we got there for sure. So Brandon takes the win. Bowman in second. We run third. In fourth place, Joey Logano. Fifth place, Ryan Blaney. Sixth place, Kurt Busch. Seventh place, Martin Truex Jr. Eighth place, Stenhouse. Ninth place, DiBenedetto. And rounding out your top 10 is that 3-car in Austin Dillon. And of course, we have got to look at what took out Kevin Harvick with a very damaged race car. Lap 21, Harvick running side by side. The 42 gets into Harvick, turns him hard into the wall from the apron. 37 gets into it, and there's Bubba Wallace and Christopher Bell also involved. But the yellow did not come out at this time, and if it did, we would be short this spectacular moment coming up. Bubba Wallace driving on the outside on the racetrack, 37 inside, and woof, that was close. Oh, Hamlin involved, Keselowski as well. Big hits for Hamlin and Keselowski. And it was just that close. Riding along, bump, and whoof. But what could have happened to Brandon did happen to Denny Hamlin. Bubba coming down and clipped that right front, shearing it away and ripping off all the engine goodness. Brad, however, got it slowed down to 130 miles an hour, but still didn't come to a complete stop and clobbers Bubba Wallace, and that ended his day. So the standings after Atlanta, Brandon with his 10th win of the year. We're back there with 8. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is your cutoff driver, 1 race ahead for Byron on up, and almost 1 race behind for Tyler Reddick. So a 5-car run as we head to a flat track next week at New Hampshire. But I hope to see you then. Like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next week for New Hampshire.